Live from the Ball
Welcome
State
to
News
NewsLink,
Center.
Indiana. I'm Jason Poore.
And I'm Ashley Lahue. Thank you for joining us. There's a lot of hunger around Delaware County. More than 20,000 people don't know where their next meal is coming from. Some of the empty stomachs are in a place you might not expect. Among Ball State students, Kelsey Baker tells us about a brand new effort to help feed them.
When the current Ball State SGA slate ran last year, one of their initiatives was to create a food pantry for all students. That became a reality in January of this year. The first 3 Wednesdays of every month, Cardinal Kitchen volunteers go to the Multicultural Center to help students.
We've served a lot of patrons and we're seeing repeat students. The first day we were open, we had 2 girls that said this was better than Christmas, so it's been really successful.
Cardinal Kitchen is SGA funded, but has reached out to presidents over other organizations for donations. Soon they'll have promotional events with dining and athletics. They accept everything, from toilet paper to cereal. Their biggest surprise came when Sharon Jackson and Selma United Methodist Church from Selma, Indiana, donated 1,000 pounds of food. The majority of students live off campus. Opening day, around 15 students showed up. By next week, that number had doubled, and they continue to see a steady flow of people.
You see in the news where there's actually like homeless college students and all their money is going towards their education, so I think that's why it's important for an organization to step up and fill that need.
The Washington Post reported that the number of food banks on college universities has increased, and MSNBC reported that 31% of students are forced to choose between food or education. Cardinal Kitchen hopes to lower that number and help lose the stigma of talking about food insecurity amongst students.
I just want everyone to know that this is confidential and we are here for the students if they need us.
You can follow Cardinal Kitchen on Facebook and Twitter at BSU Card Kitchen. In Muncie, NewsLink, Indiana, Kelsey Baker.
Gabrielle Perryman done?
Yep. Okay. Cardinal Kitchen is open the first 3 Wednesdays of the month from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Multicultural Center. After a national search, Ball State hired one of its own as treasurer. Bernard Hannon has been Associate Vice President for Business Affairs and Assistant Treasurer at Ball State since 2010. However, he now will take on the role as the university's next treasurer, as well as Vice President of Business Affairs. Hannon was a former CFO at the Indiana Commission for Higher Education, as well as Assistant State Budget Director.
Ball State President Paul Ferguson is preparing to give his first State of the University address this Friday. NewsLink Indiana reporter Abigail Jackson decided to ask students their thoughts on the speech.
I'm Abby Jackson with your quick question of the night. On Friday, President Paul Ferguson is expected to deliver his State of the University address to students and faculty at 3 p.m. in Emmons Auditorium. I'm here in North Quad asking students whether or not they'll be attending his speech and what issues they expect he will address.
I'm not going to be there personally on Friday, but what I would like to ask if I was there is, perfect example, I got a lot of friends that go to different schools in different states, and they have systems set up like Cardinal Cash, such as we do, and they're actually allowed to use their version of Cardinal Cash to go to restaurants and food areas off of campus. So I guess my question to President Ferguson would be, when could we expect to have that same system set up for us?
I'd like him to kind of address maybe like using more salt on campus since it's so icy and snowy out.
So I heard about the president and he's speaking on Friday. I didn't plan to go, but I know that he has gotten rid of some people in his cabinet and he is trying to make a new cabinet, and I just want to see how he is setting himself apart from President Gora, and I know he's rebranding Ball State, and I just kind of want to see how he goes in that direction.
In Muncie, Abby Jackson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Tomorrow on NewsLink, we will have preview coverage of Ferguson's speech at 6 p.m. On Friday, Ferguson's speech will be live streamed on the Daily website and Cardinal Vision, followed by a live panel commentary. Then you won't want to miss Monday's show. We will cover the highlights and impacts of the speech on the university. 'Tis the season for heavy snow and ice on the roads. Today at around 5:30, a 2-car collision occurred at the Scramble Light intersection on Ball State's campus due to severe weather. Hail-like snow hit the area, one of the factors of the wreck.
These winter driving tips provided by AAA may help you avoid a collision. Avoid driving while you're fatigued, make certain your tires are properly inflated, keep your gas tank at least half full to avoid gas line freeze-up, watch for weather reports prior to a long-distance drive or before driving in isolated areas, and of course, drive slowly.
Now that winter weather can be a major contribution, obviously, to wrecks, as we've mentioned, and also just for people as well. Ashley, what do you have for us over there at the weather desk?
Yeah, it's certainly nasty out there. The snow started falling at 4, but it was melting because it was a lot warmer. But a cold front pushed through and has certainly left conditions a lot colder. Currently 23 degrees outside because that cold front pushed through, leaving a cold pool air. But on top of that cold air, winds from the northwest at about 18 miles per hour, making it feel more like 9 degrees outside. This is that snow heavy band that came through in the northwest, pushing through and is going southeast and will be out of our area. Stay tuned, I'll let you know when exactly that snow is going to end and when we'll have incoming cold and dry conditions. And I'll let you know about the weekend where it'll be a lot warmer but also wet.
Thank you, Ashley. A phone scam is actively taking place on Ball State's campus, targeting people's information through their computer software. NewsLink reporter Mackenzie Clark has more.
Ball State students have reported cybercriminals posing as Microsoft employees, calling to update your computer's outdated software. The criminals are claiming to be from Windows Service Center, Microsoft Tech Support, Microsoft Support, and Microsoft Help Desk. Deb Howell, the Assistant Director of Ball State's Information Security Services, says to always ask questions when your personal information is being requested.
Anytime that they want to do a sense of urgency or there is a problem, you can always think that it could be an issue at hand. And so the first thing you could do is say, thank you for the information. Please let me get back with you. I need to validate the information that you are saying. And again, what is your name? And how can I contact you again after I have discussed this with my spouse or have looked this up on the internet to validate everything and looked at my contract. So anything like that to get them off the phone, they're not going to call you back.
There are ways to save your computer from cyber scams. Updating your software and clearing your password are two forms that Howell says are the most effective.
Go out and you look for your internet options, and then from there you're able to do all the history clearing and making sure all your form data is cleared and that kind of stuff.
In Muncie, Mackenzie Clark, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Mackenzie. With new technology emerging every day, Information Security recommends downloading the SecurityWare with the new software you add to your devices. Coming up, a new bill is bringing religious holidays into the classroom.
And the investigation of the train and car collision in New York is underway. More details after the break.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back. Governor Mike Pence is defending his decision to not accept a federal grant of $80 million for preschool education. Pence told the U.S. House Committee on Education and the Workforce that it wasn't appropriate to use federal money to launch the program. Indiana will be using its own resources to serve 1,000 disadvantaged youth, but critics say the grant could have helped thousands more.
Today, the Indiana Senate advanced a bill that legally protects teachers who wish to celebrate Christmas in the classroom. The bill allows schools to have nativity scenes, history lessons about winter holidays, and greetings such as Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, as long as other holidays are recognized as well. Last year, this bill unanimously passed in the Senate, but stalled in the House. Senator James Smith of Charleston hopes to be more successful this time around.
The father of missing baby Delano Wilson was charged with murder today in connection with his son's disappearance. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office said that Willie Wilson contacted police around noon on August 27, 2014, saying that he was pistol whipped unconscious by a man and a woman near his near West Side home in Indianapolis. The woman then snatched the baby and drove off. Footage from around noon on the 27th shows a man matching Wilson's description without the infant and without the facial injuries. Prosecutors believe that Delano is dead. Wilson is being held without bond.
Counselors are on hand in Westchester County, New York, to help those families of those killed in last night's train collision. The family members met the medical examiner this morning to identify the victims. Meanwhile, federal investigators are trying to piece together why the train slammed into an SUV on the track. Jan Pomerantz has the story from Valhalla, New York.
Last night was pretty chaotic when this happened.
Daylight shows the charred hull of this Metro North commuter train hours after it slammed into an SUV. Witnesses say the driver apparently got stuck on the track, then got out of her car to see what was holding it back. After she got back in, the train struck, sending it 400 feet down the track. The front car of the train burst into flames.
Somebody called for a fire extinguisher, which we were able to get out of the second car. We were trying to pass that forward. We could not get the front car open.
There was a passenger that ran past me. He had blood on his face, and people were pulling the windows off, trying to get out through the emergency windows.
5 passengers died, as well as the driver of the Mercedes SUV.
Considering the brutality of the incident, that more people didn't die, we're actually, I don't want to use the word lucky, but it could have been a lot worse.
Now the NTSB is investigating the deadliest crash in Metro North Railroad's history.
Our goal is to find out not only what happened, but really find out why it happened so that we can issue safety recommendations to try and keep this from happening again.
One county official says it's too early to place blame.
I think we're going to have to leave that up to the NTSB to see whether there was signal failure or something wrong with the track, as opposed to driver error.
Thanks, Jan. NTSB member Robert Sumwalt told CNN reporters that teams could be at the scene for 5 to 7 days. Sumwalt said the total investigation might take up to 12 months.
A wintry mix covered campus tonight, but the snow may be coming to an end.
Your NewsLink weather is up next.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back. Now, Ashley, we know that Ball State received another layer of snow tonight, and it just seems like it's never going to stop.
Yeah, this wintry mix has been causing problems all over the state. Ashley, is it going to continue?
It will not continue much longer. Earlier today, we had bright, sunny conditions over campus and warmer. Lots of sunshine. Traffic here at the Scramble Light ran just fine. But then around 4 p.m. that snowfall began to fall, but it was too warm, so it started to melt. But then a cold front pushed through, leaving colder areas, and that snow started to stick on the sidewalks and the roads, making visibility decrease. And if you're walking outside, that snow's just slapping you in the face. You can barely see because of the snow hitting you, and it's just really windy out there. This is that fast-moving band of snow, started here in the Great Lakes in the northwest and is pushing southeast rather quickly. Around 4 p.m. is when it hits Muncie, Indiana, but by midnight you see that snow will be out of our area. Overnight tonight, we see that we get up to about 0.4 inches in Muncie here, and places in the north and individual spots also got heavier snow, but a lot of that melted. Average temperatures for today, high of 35 and a low of 19, so we're about average for today. Luckily not as cold as -9 in 1985. Highs today, we got 42 in Indianapolis where we saw less snowfall, 37 here in Muncie where we can get up more to about less than an inch of snow, more amounts in Kokomo in northern Indiana. Overnight tonight, we drop down to 7 degrees. That snow will clear out by midnight. The main story for tonight is it's going to be gusty. Winds will reach north from the northwest about 15 miles per hour, making below zero wind chills. So it's going to be very cold and very windy. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny. We get up to a high of 17, so lots of sunshine, but very cold and chilly with winds high up to 10 miles per hour from the west-southwest. So wind chill will be another factor tomorrow as well. Planning your day tomorrow, it starts off about 9 degrees. Wind chill will play a factor. We pick up to a high of 17 tomorrow and we drop back down to about 13 at 9 p.m. Wind chill will be a factor all day because it's going to be cold and windy. Precision Cache shows the future where the snow will move out, leaving mostly sunny conditions for tomorrow and mostly sunny skies for Friday as well. Going to be beautiful the next couple of days as high pressure sets in. Your 7-day forecast. Thursday is going to be breezy and cold with a high of 17. 33 on Friday. Overnight Saturday, we have a chance for rain. And Sunday, we have some more rain and night snow with warmer temperatures this weekend.
Thanks for that update, Ashley. After the break, the football field is getting an upgrade.
And today was National Signing Day. Coming up, see what players Ball State successfully recruited.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Ball State opened bidding Tuesday to replace the artificial turf at Schumann Stadium due to wear and tear from use. The turf was installed 8 years ago by artificial surface maker Field Turf and was expected to last 10 years. The warranty doesn't expire until June. The Star Press reports that the university estimates $450,000 to replace the turf. The school has received 5 bids so far. Field Turf has the lowest bid, around $386,000. For more on Ball State athletics, we're going to pass it to the sports desk.
Thanks, guys. I'm Logan Hancock, and welcome to NewsLink Sports. Today was an exciting day for sports at Ball State, but first we're going to take a look at some basketball news. The Ball State men's basketball team had an exciting matchup tonight versus Mid-American Conference opponent Buffalo inside Worthen Arena as the Cardinals hosted the first ever social media night. Ball State students were encouraged to sign up for a free social media t-shirt before the game with the student's Twitter username printed on the back of the shirt. This special event did not disappoint as the Cardinals and the Bulls put on a show. We've got some exciting highlights from the first half here as Matt Kamecki and Sean Sellers shoots it in from 3. He's been clutch from 3 all season for the Ball State Cardinals. The final score tonight was 82-78. Buffalo ended up winning that game, and tonight we have our own NewsLink Indiana's own Tony Sandleben has been at Worthen Arena all night watching this thriller. Tony, what did you see out there tonight?
Thank you, Logan. I'm here live at Worthen Arena. The game just came to a close. It was a nail-biter all the way through to the end. Unfortunately for Ball State fans, the Cardinals came up just short again, falling by 4 points to the Buffalo Bulls, 78-82. It was a close game all the way through. As I mentioned, turnovers were a big difference in this one as Buffalo came away with some key ones, especially clutch there towards the end of the game. Ball State now falls in their record to a little bit more below 500. That 6-game winning streak now becomes a 7-game winning streak, and Ball State will have some questions to answer for sure as they continue on throughout this season. The cool thing about this night, though, guys, it was social media night here for anyone that was able to come to the game, especially students. Ball State Sports sent out an email to anyone that wanted to pre-order a shirt, a special social media night shirt. You could send in your Twitter handle, your personal information. Cool thing about it is I went ahead and did that. Needless to say, shirts came out to be pretty cool. That's all here live from Worthen Arena. I'm Tony Sandleben. Logan, back to you.
Thanks, Tony. What an exciting game that was. Today was an exciting day for college football fans across the country. Many programs added young aspiring high school athletes to their rosters, including the Ball State football team. Reporter Darian Phillips has more.
Today is National Signing Day across the country, and thousands of high school seniors signed their national letter of intent to play college football. Here at the Fisher Complex, Ball State head coach Pete Limbo and the rest of his staff received their faxes from the 2015 class. We was able to catch up with Coach Limbo and see what he thought about his class.
The best thing I can tell you, and I think what speaks volumes about the type of kid we try to bring to Ball State, is the fact that the vast majority of these guys, almost every single one of them, was a captain of their high school team. So that tells you a little bit about their leadership background, their values, their character, how they're perceived by their high school coaches, by their teammates, by the people around them. And we put an awful lot of evaluation into the intangibles.
One recruit that sticks out in the class is Muncie local and Yorktown quarterback Riley Neal.
He's a much better athlete than people give him credit for, and I think that really showed in his senior year when he needed to run the ball a lot more for his football team.
In Muncie, Darian Phillips, NewsLink, Indiana.
Pete Limbo and the Cardinal football team had a successful day overall as they signed 24 talented athletes and added depth to both sides of the football. Ball State looks to improve on their 5-7 record from last season and once again achieve a bowl game bid. So as you see, guys, football season never really ends. It's always constantly going, even in the off season.
Always going. Thanks, Logan. Up next, a famed author is coming out with a new book after 55 years.
And a local bar is bringing in a country music talent. Stay tuned for NewsLink's entertainment news.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
From the Ball State News Center, you're watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Blair Bradshaw with your entertainment news. Country artist Clayton Anderson is coming to Muncie Friday, February 6th. The Indiana native will be performing his new album, Right Where I Belong, in the Village. The Chug will be hosting the free performance, so if you're 21 or older, you won't want to miss out on this exciting show. Literary legend Harper Lee announced the publication of her second novel. The To Kill a Mockingbird author is excited at the prospect of her second book. Ghost Set a Watchman will be featuring Lee's childhood heroine Scout as an adult as he returns to his childhood home in Maycomb, Alabama. The novel is set to release July 14, 2015. And the Charles W. Brown Planetarium will be hosting Wonders of the Winter Sky Friday, February 6th. There will be a guided tour showing off the brightest stars and the best-known constellations in the Milky Way. You can head to the planetarium at 7 p.m. to view the celestial wonderland. For NewsLink Indiana, I'm Blair Bradshaw.
Thanks. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. For Ashley Baldwin, I'm Jason Poore. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 6 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And for Blair Bradshaw, I'm Ashley Lahue. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
Fake question, fake question.